When someone manages your information, he or she controls you. When someone determines the information about you, which is correct, or that is correct, the person controls you. Look at what is happening on Wikipedia. You go there, I've told people it is right time that Africans start editing what is on Wikipedia. We have the assets, we are capable, we can do that. Sign up, go there. When they say something that is wrong about you, you correct it. You understand what I'm saying? Look at how they wrote about some figures on Wikipedia. You see a lot of misinformation. When you say something that affects you as a person, they flag it down. We don't have our own platform. And unfortunately, if you develop something that is better of Facebook, your brothers will prefer to use Facebook than yours. So why complain? Do you want to tell me that you don't, Nigerian media or Cameroon media or local African media don't report what is happening in Africa? That is fallacious. Okay, your media doesn't even have a far reach. You don't even, where you are in Italy now, you don't know what is happening in Africa. You rely on what you get from BBC and CNN as the real information. And when you look at it, it's a misinformation. A practical example, if 1 million people die now, they will report it is about 100 persons that die. But when the issue of Russia, people started complaining, it was just only 100 persons. Though. When I say only, don't, you know what this blogger, they will say, so and so person said, oh, because only, they will bold it and italicize. They don't have value on it. During the Isu Beach Line boundary crisis, from my place that started since 2018, I've been complaining. At some point, it was flagged down on YouTube. I did something, a clip about it. It was flagged down. How many persons died? I mean, 2 communities were burned down, and over 3 villages entirely displaced. I lost so many members of the families, and no one talked about that. It is the problem of selective aids. And when you look at here, they have plugged in something that is dividing us. Do you understand? So you can't really blame it on local media. We have good, sound journalists in Nigeria. We have good media persons. But how far is the system? They won't even allow your system to go far. But Africans should have a viable channel. A viable, African leaders should learn how to give some sort of tax waiver for their own to grow. And why this is a problem is, why it is problematic is because, okay, for you to grow systems, for you to have a viable society, and for you to have the emergence of social entrepreneurs, people that identify problems and profess solution and work out the solution, we need to revive the idea of property rights. We need to revive it. And we need to build education system that not only graduate job seekers, but job creators. Inventors and innovators. It's only these things that we guarantee the progress of Africa person. When these people have problems, they go back to universities to look up for student projects. But yeah, we don't believe in the projects that people are doing. We don't believe on anything. So how can you now blame effects without looking at causes? These people will not report it the way it is. They will report it the way that it will favor them. Have you forgotten what happened during World War II? They were killing the British, and the British media was reporting that they are making advances. They are making advances. This thing is happening here now. If you look at critically, you will see that there might be a lot of misinformation in the process. You don't allow people to fight war in your territory, bring war into your territory. We need to be rational. I mean, the money the world has spent in this Ukraine and Russia crisis, if they invest it on peace, it will be better. If they had find a platform to negotiate the way they are seeking negotiation, it would have been better. I mean, if we call ourselves rational beings, we can do better. We can do better than what we are doing now. You know, writing Africa up in all aspects of life, calling our science pseudoscience, forgetting that every invention and innovation had point of departure. Calling our religion fetish and all that is embarrassing. You will never see Indian movie or American movie or anything where they are acting a pastor casting out demons or burning down things. But in Nigeria, you will see Nollywood talking about portraying the native doctors or the herbalists when they don't even know the differences as evil, but it is the problem of alienation and empiricism and all that. So we need to look at it, my brother Obey. This is disheartening and it pains.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Kalu. In fact, I put down religion somewhere because when we were doing the initial explanation, I knew that we were going to get to that point, and I put it down because just like every other tool, religion is a tool, and it's a very powerful one that we probably haven't yet understood. I mean, the average African, the average Nigerian, haven't understood it. What is the proof? The proof is in the pudding. You know, when you eat it, you know whether it is good or not. And to know whether it is good or not, just look around you. We have become lost as a people. So we act like children. We shoot ourselves in the foot. It's unfortunate. But anyway, now the system we understand has failed us. There is no doubt about that. And this is because there is too much resources in Africa. Africa is too attractive. And for that reason, we cannot expect the same system that have failed us to correct it. It is not going to happen. By that I mean, we cannot expect the Western media to say anything good about African culture if that culture is going to lead, if say that is going to lead to the liberation of the African mind. Because that is actually where the war is taking place, in the mind of the African people. So since the system, the institution that we have is not helping us, can we have an alternative so that the people can start investing in themselves and start doing it for themselves? Because one thing I want us to pay attention to is that the global population following the Industrial Revolution has actually been, I don't want to say mismanaged, but they have been turned into a mini machine, taking attention away from them. But by evolution, by our continuous growth, we understand that we are turning back to where we were before. Because up until recently, you go to school, it was not your duty to create job. All you needed to do is to learn the theory that you have been told in the school. The industry was ready to employ you, but that is how it was set up. But currently now, thanks to internet, people are realizing that they can actually create job for themselves. And this is taking the world to a development of a staggering proportion. But that means for the country that have invested in their people, letting them have the minimum infrastructure to compete. So if we try to base on that, for example, looking at your industry, looking at your company, when you are talking of the fourth industrial revolution, I don't even know if we have even done the first, the third in Africa. I can believe that there is hope. There is hope. So how can we as a people, the individual, without relying so much on the institution, find a solution to our problem? In this case, looking at Africa. Do you see any hope in those areas?
Yes, Beye, thank you so very much. And aware of, sorry for taking you a little bit back. We missed out from the industrial revolution. I mean, I'm not talking about, I'm saying during the industrial revolution, we missed out. We are nowhere to be found. But record civilization started in Africa. So, but we missed out not because of anything, but because of the lack of system. Okay, let me go straight to your question and answer it. You talked about Africans not being in third industrial revolution and all that. Fourth industrial revolution, most people linked it up to industry 4.0. And most countries no longer talk about fourth industrial revolution, they're talking about fifth industrial revolution, which is the age of AGI, artificial general intelligence. But when you come to Africa, my brother, you know very well that our politicians and their political parties still have in their cardinal plans and principles industrialization as a manifesto in the at the twin light of the 21st century. Someone will come for campaign and say, I will dualize, I will work road, I will give electricity. And you are not even ashamed of mentioning electricity as what you can do as a politician. And you are saying, my brother, if I travel home now, I still drink from stream. Now, I said I have to take buckets, go to the stream, walk miles, fetch water, come home. So you look at all these things and you laugh, but we cannot depend on the government to change the narratives because the narrative favors them. So no one wants to leave the comfort zone. They want to benefit. They want to, because for them, it is a kind of a heritage. Buhari was the president when? In 1984. And he started contesting again in 1999. They have been on this till he later became the president of Nigeria. Go to Uganda, go to other places, it's still like that. They're all the presidents in Nigeria, all the presidents in Africa today, that have been on the political scene since ab initio. Since day one, they've been there. So people depending on you, there is no amount of paper that you will write that will change it. There is no amount of intellectual podcast that we do. The most important thing is pragmatizing what we say. That is why TFDS is there to change the narrative. Oh, what can you do to change the narrative? Come, give us the playbook. Can you do it? Let's do it. Let's start doing it. We apply the Ubuntu philosophy, I and thou relationship. I have the skills. Can you edit it? Can you do this? Can you set up the software? Can you do this? Let's go. Let's change it. Let's make it happen.